Hello, everybody. This is Caroline. I'm host of Caroline Live on YouTube. Thank you, everybody who is already on the meeting today. Hello, thank you for joining. All right, I see on the call, let's see, in Casteros. I'm going to be really bad at pronouncing your names here, but thank you for joining. Daniel Ridley. All right, I think you're a regular. Thank you, Daniel. And Ranj Kurdish. Hello, Ranj. Paul Dunn is here. Hello, Paul Dunn. Sanjeev. I cannot pronounce your last name. Sanjeev, thank you for joining everybody today. All right, so I've got a big show for you guys today, and I do have a major channel announcement today. I did not say I was going to have a major channel announcement today because I hate it when people say I'm going to have a major channel announcement and then you just get really sad about what their announcement is. So anyway, but I do have a major channel announcement today. Let's see. So let's jump in and get started here. And of course, you can follow me on social media as well, at Twitter and Instagram if you want to know what other stuff that's going on with me. All right, so thank you all for joining today. All right, I always start with housekeeping first. Number one, this is a place of positivity. All right, so this is a family show. All right, so I'll keep it clean here, and it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be great today. So thank you all for joining. Yes, Sanjeev. Yes, I said your name, Sanjeev. Yay! All right, you can ask me any questions about any of my projects. And I will try to answer them to the best of my ability during this show. But yeah, just if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the live chat here. And last but not least, please mute your Amazon Echo devices. I will say the wake word accidentally or on purpose, and it will trigger your device, or watch with headphones on, but I cannot edit out the wake word during a live show. All right, so those are my little housekeeping things. All right, so agenda for today. As I said, I've got a big show for you today. One, channel updates. I do have a big channel update coming up in the next slide, or shortly thereafter. All right, number two, I have two demos for you today, two Raspberry Pi demos for you today. One is the temperature and humidity sensor on the Pico that just launched. I'm super excited about that. And I'm working on this object identification thing with Balena Cloud and Edge Impulse. I'm working on that, and that tutorial will be posted on Tom's Hardware, so I am working on that right now for Tom's Hardware, but I will give you a sneak peek into that project today. Then I've got my Alexa updates as well. There's a new show coming out on the 25th of this month, and then I will reveal next week's video, and that's the show for today. All right, Sanjeev says, do you please want to help me with my Alexa? I have so much trouble with putting it on my Raspberry Pi 4. Well, tell me what problems you're having, and maybe the class can help too as well. Ian says hi in Casteros. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. All right, so channel updates. All right, I'm so excited every time I get asked to be on the PiCast show on Tom's Hardware. This week, 2 days ago, Tuesday, I was a guest on their show again for the third time, and it's so much fun for me. And I did demo my Pico project during the show. So if you missed that and you want to check that out, please do. And I will drop the link in the chat field here. And that is it. Okay, so Ian says, I have a Raspberry Pi 3, but I can't put Alexa on because of all the tutorials are old. Thank you for asking that. I just updated the tutorial, but I updated it over on Tom's Hardware where I published it. But I will give you the link right now on Tom's Hardware on how to do the Alexa. And actually I have two different tutorials. I've got just putting the Alexa on a Raspberry Pi, and then I've also have how to do a screen. It's kind of ish like an Echo Show ish, but it's not quite like that. But let's do how to build the speaker part on the Raspberry Pi. All right, so here's the link to that. So that is the updated tutorial right there. And if you're feeling super adventurous, if you get the first part done, there is also the how to do it with the screen, the Pi show as I call it. All right, so let's see. And then Sanjeev says, I have put all the codes you said to do and it won't work. I'm using a mic, seed, 2 hats, 2 mics. I do not have a seed. All right, that costs money. So I don't know how that works. But if anybody else has a seed, let me know. Chime in here. All right. I'm just using a regular 3.5 millimeter jack speaker and just a regular USB mic. And I suggest you do the same as well. The mic is pretty cheap. The mic you can get maybe under $5, $6 for the USB mic. And I know that's going to work for sure because I've done that a bunch of times. Alrighty, let's see. Next on my little list here is Pi Security Cam tutorial. I published that over on Tom's Hardware. If you want to check that out, that is a motion sensor, motion triggered Raspberry Pi camera. There's no monthly fee. So if you want to do one of those Ring doorbell video camera things without the Ring doorbell part, but if you want to do a security cam without having to pay a monthly fee, this is it. All right, and it's using Motion Eye is what it is. So I call it the Motion Eye tutorial in my opinion, and I will drop that link into the chat field so y'all can check that out. All righty, next. All right, last week's video on my channel, the Caroline Dunn channel, was 3D scan and print with Connect. All right, so that is this. Check this out. That is me. Look at me, 3D printed. Oh my gosh, I love this project. All right, and that's a full tutorial start to finish posted on this channel. If you missed that video, I will link to it in the chat field here. All right, so that is, I love that project. It's really cool. And then this week's video, 2 days ago, I posted how to 3D print a litho pane, which is a 3D printed picture, and it kind of looks like a black and white picture, and it's great as like a gift idea. A lot of people do this for money, as a business. You send in your photograph, they'll 3D print it for you, send it back to you. And so I do a start to finish tutorial over on my channel about it, and I will give you that link as well right now. So if you missed that, check it out. Alrighty. Okay, so now I think we're coming up to, yes, big channel announcement for me today. And my channel announcement is I'm putting my channel on hold starting at the end of this month. So I will publish, I think, 2 more videos for the rest of February. And then I think starting March, I'm going to take a hiatus from publishing new videos for a while. Yes. So the reason being, I was offered this really awesome full-time job at a company here locally. I'm in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, and I am super excited about this opportunity, and I want to do my best at work at this new job. So I'm going to put other stuff on hold in the meantime while I get acclimated to this new job. So anyway, sadly, that is the announcement today is I am putting this channel on hold as of the end of this month. But thank you guys. Thank you everybody for watching. So I'm not planning on doing more CarolineLIVE shows for the foreseeable future. But all the content is going to stay out there. Everything's going to stay out there, and I'm going to just be updating you. So feel free to follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, if you want to know how I'm doing in my life. All right. Let's see, back to the comments. Let's see. If I use seed mic, do I need some other codes? All right. Does anybody know the answer to that question? I do not know the answer to that question. I do not have a seed mic. All right. And then I see Raj is waving at me. Hi, Raj. Thank you very much. All right. And that is my channel announcement. All right, moving on with our little show. All right, the last couple of shows, I've been talking about, hey, there's going to be this major. Thank you, Mondo, Quando. Thank you, David's World. Yes, I'm super excited about this. So, and I wouldn't have made it without you guys, all this time. So thank you, for my loyal subscribers. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Can you please make a video using Chatterbox with voice for Raspberry Pi? So I am putting my channel on hold, so no, I'm not planning on making any more videos after the end of this month. Sorry. Teacher, can I have give me your email? The best way to get in touch with me is to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, and I will give you my handles for both Twitter and Instagram. It is the Caroline Dunn. That's the best way to see what's going on. But just understand, I am, focusing on moving to this new exciting job that somebody just offered me that I just accepted, and I'm super excited about that. So just understand that I'm kind of like, and I got to focus on this opportunity. This is a major career opportunity for me. So thank you so much. Alrighty, let's see. So so I made a video about the Pico. The Pico launched January 21st. I've been talking about that there is something coming out on the 21st for a long time here. So do check out that video if you haven't already checked out that video. All right. And it was featured by the Raspberry Pi people. I want to take a second to talk about the video for a second. I got a lot of negative comments on that video over a couple of words that I said, and I didn't mean anything by it. But yes, I did say that I was one of the influencers launching the Pico that day. And everybody just kind of freaked out about me using the word influencer, or that I called myself an influencer. Okay, behind the scenes, this is just between you and me, y'all. Behind the scenes, Raspberry Pi does have a influencer list, or at least they told me that. They sent me an email and said, hey, we have an influencer list. We'd like to add you to it. Would you like to be on an influencer list? I said, yes, of course I want to be on your influencer list. And that's why I said, hey, I'm one of the influencers. I'm not the only one launching, the Pico today. I was just really thankful to be on the, Raspberry Pi special influencer list. So that's why I said that. The other thing that I said in the video that seemed kind of controversial was I said, hey, here's the dimensions of the Pico in inches. Y'all, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, we do everything on the English system here. I'm not on the metric system. Sorry, guys. So I thought, a lot of my viewers are in the US, so I thought it would be appropriate to give out the dimensions in the English system in inches. Thought that'd be appropriate. I got some negative comments about that. That's cool. If you want everything in metric, just go to the website. They got you just go to the official page and everything's in metric there, because that would be right. All right, so let's see. Sanjeev says, can I watch this video later? Or will it be done if you stop the stream? No, you can watch it later. It will live on my channel forever, I guess. So no problem there. So if you need to go ahead. Ian says, okay, I also love Raspberry Pi. I have 3 for AI projects. Wow, that's great. All right, and I'm going to show you an AI project here in a minute here. All right, so let's see. That was the Raspberry Pi 10 things you need to know about the Pico. And also published on my channel is how to solder the Pico board. And I would like to take a minute to kind of speculate about the Pico board. I was kind of surprised, Raspberry Pi is known for, hey, these are STEM projects, this is for learning, these are for kids. I was kind of surprised, like step 2 of the Pico board was, hey, solder 40 pins on there. Not everybody has a soldering iron. I have a soldering iron that I purchased for another project or something. But for years of my life, I didn't own a soldering iron. And I was kind of like, what would I have done had I not had a soldering iron? So I'd like to speculate for a second here. And I don't know the answer to this question. This isn't part of, what they've told me as part of, hey, being on this influencer list for Raspberry Pi. Do you think that Raspberry Pi is going to release a Pico with pre-soldered header pins on it, like they did with the Raspberry Pi Zero W? So let me know in the chat field and feel free to speculate about it. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I'm kind of thinking right now, no, because I looked at the instructions for the Pico, and it is right now it's kind of saying, hey, step 1, do the Blinky project, and step 2, solder on 40 pins. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, come with pre-soldered headers like an ESP8266 or, an ESP, one of those ESP dev boards, because those all have the pins on them already. So I know that the cost, they're trying to keep costs down or something, or maybe, hey, maybe this is something that you learn as a kid is how to solder stuff. I don't know. I think soldering irons are kind of dangerous. They're really, really hot. Mine is 350 degrees Celsius, and I do not want kids playing with that. So I wouldn't want to do that. So anyway, that's just my thing. But I will give you the link if you want to watch me solder 40 pins to my Pico to the chat field here, and I'm going to come here and catch up on all of your great comments here. Let's see. Key R says, is it possible to use Raspbian without any console or terminal? Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. In Castero says, how can I connect me Raspberry Pi 3 to my Windows computer? Yes, you can. VNC is the answer. Search my channel. I do a whole VNC tutorial on that. Okay, let's see. Sanjeev says, oh, okay, because I need to study for school. I'm going to watch the stream later. Have a good weekend, all of you. All right, have a good weekend, Sanjeev. All right. Sanjeev says, use a HDMI cable. I'm not really sure about that. Aim says, thanks, bye. Okay, but I want to use it without a monitor. Yes, VNC is the answer. Or you can SSH into it. I do have that tutorial on my channel. Just search for VNC within my channel, and there's a full explanation on there. So and that really answers both Kiar's question and in question as well. So y'all are kind of on the same page here. All right, so next on my little PowerPoint presentation. All right, so now let's do the temperature and humidity sensor demo. And it is a full tutorial posted on Tom's Hardware. So I'm gonna give you the link so that you can do this yourself on Tom's Hardware. And it is a free tutorial to use. All right, so let's see. All right, let's change the camera angle, and I have this running on my Pico right now. So check this out. Hopefully my camera will focus and I won't get too much glare on here. And you can see the temperature and humidity. There we go. So right now the temperature is 75.6 degrees in here, and the humidity is 68.8%. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so there, I think that's the best angle so far. I've got to hold this up, y'all. And now, if I, this is the temperature and humidity sensor here. It's a DHT22 that I got off Amazon. And yeah, if you hold down the button, it does take I don't know, it takes about 20 seconds for it to update. But eventually, the humidity will hop up to a higher number. Oh, it went to 0. Whoa, okay, I might have disconnected something. Oh my gosh, now it's at 0. Okay, I probably have something probably dislodged while I was holding it up here. Let's see how this goes. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right, it's back to, okay, now it's at 81. Now the humidity, now that I took it off the camera, the humidity's at 81% because I was holding it, and now it's dropped back down to 69%. So hopefully you can see this. Sorry about the glare. Oh, there it goes. 69%. And this is a DHT. This is my Pico with all the pins soldered. And this is a little screen panel with the I2C backpack on it. And you can do that. Okay. Mondo Quando says, I don't think they will, unfortunately. Alrighty. Okay. All right. So that is the demo of the Raspberry Pi temperature and humidity sensor. Okay, so next, got another demo for you, object identification. All right, so basically, this is something I'm working on. I don't have the tutorial out yet. I'm working on the tutorial actually literally today before I got ready for this show. And now I will switch over to, hopefully this will, okay, there it is. And now I'm switching over to the live camera feed. So this is my Raspberry Pi 400. Okay. And with a, Okay, hopefully, yes, I don't dislodge anything with my webcam here. And it is, okay, and it is pointed at a fake plant. And if you check this out, if you look at the screen, it is deciding what is trying to identify the object. What is it? And let's see, it thinks it is 98% sure it is a plant. Okay, so basically before I started this live stream, I took a bunch of pictures of various objects, apple, bird, cat, plant, Raspberry Pi 3, Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 0, and a vase. And I put the plant in front of it, and it's identified the vase, the plant. Okay, so now let's try other items. So the plant worked out really well. So now I'll try the Raspberry Pi 4, and let's see if it can identify a Raspberry Pi 4. It is 70 to 80% sure that it's a Raspberry Pi 4. Let's see, 23% of it thinks it could be a 0W. Yes, so it's kind of, it's kind of not 100% sure about it, but it never is 100% sure. So let's see. And then we can try an actual Raspberry Pi 0 and see if it can identify that. Okay, only 13% of it thinks it's a Raspberry Pi 0. It thinks 37%, it thinks it's an Apple. All right, so yeah, not everything is just perfect, you know, it works perfectly. Yeah, 43%, up to 40% thinks it's an Apple. Okay, so this isn't perfect, okay? And you do have to put in a lot to try to train the model. So I took like 50 pictures of the Raspberry Pi, you know, before this thing, and there's a model. You do all this modeling, and you try to find it. So now we're actually up to the Apple. This is the worst one of them all. It cannot identify an Apple, which is kind of surprising because I did this. Google, years ago on my channel, I did this whole Google Vision thing, and the only thing it could really identify was an apple. So I don't know why it can't identify an apple, but yeah, it thinks it's a vase. It thinks it's a vase, yes. So this is not the most accurate thing in the world, and I just want to, kind of show you, hey, but this is something that you can do. Actually, and I did no coding for this. This is Balena Cam plus Edge Impulse, and I've put them together. So I will be working on a full tutorial on how you can do this at home. Some things are really, really accurate, and some things are just not very accurate as well. But you can see the modeling, which is really cool on this. All right, so if you can call me David INB, that's my YouTube name. Okay, David INB, do you use OpenCV? Actually, I do. We talked about that. It took an hour to install OpenCV on my Raspberry Pi, but I did do that. I did a tutorial on facial recognition and face mask detection. It could detect a face mask or not. So check out my previous live shows, and there is a live demo about the face mask detection where you put it on, it says you're wearing one, you take it off, it says you're not wearing one. All right, so check that out. So anyway, just to show you the model, it's only 73% accurate, this model. Let me just push this, hopefully I can see this. So the model is only 73% accurate, and if you look at this 100% here, this is really bad. So 100% of the time, when it saw an apple, it thought it was a plant. So they do, you do the modeling, you input all these pictures in there, you label it, you tell it what it is, it creates the model, it tests itself, and it even will say, okay, no, I'm not very good at identifying an apple. 100% of the time it missed the apple. So that's pretty, at least it knows it's not very good at identifying certain things, and it can kind of tell you that. So I think it's kind of cool, this little Edge Impulse modeling that you can do. Edge Impulse, for what I've signed up for, was free. So I think that's pretty cool. You create an account. Alrighty. Okay. David IB says, saw the video. Okay, awesome. Yes, that did use OpenCV. Yes, but this is not OpenCV. This is Edge Impulse doing all the modeling. You upload all the pictures to Edge Impulse. I'll show you real quick if you're interested. That these are all the pictures I took. I took 225 pictures of various items. So that's his Pi 0W, and then and then you can take a picture of a Raspberry Pi 3. So I've got a bunch of pictures here, and then it crunches through the model, and it takes some of the pictures to train, takes some of the pictures to test with, and then it grades itself on how good it is. And it's not perfect, you know. So the more pictures you take, the better. So if I had maybe 1,000 pictures, it would probably work a lot better. So we'll see how this goes. Alrighty, so yeah, let's go back to my YouTube, to my PowerPoint here. And that was my little demo of object identification. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yes. All right. Okay. I forgot to delete, this is the slide from last time. Sorry, I forgot to delete that. All right, moving on. All right, the Echo Shell with motion is launching 225. All right, so this is, we've talked about this before. They released all the code if you want to make a game or if you want to develop for the Amazon Echo, for the one that turns, and basically it's supposed to turn to face you on normal use. So if it's, you know, in the middle of a counter where, you know, maybe it's a kitchen counter and it's an island and you can be on both sides, it will turn to you. So they announced that last summer 2020. It was like June or July 2020. I can't remember exactly. They did announce that. They released all the APIs if you want to develop for it. They are finally shipping out the end of this month, the 25th. I have purchased one. I purchased it for regular price like everybody else. I didn't get a discount on it, and I'm just going to wait till $225, and hopefully it will arrive at my house on $225. Yeah. So anyway, if you want one, let's see, I can probably give you a link to actually, if you want to check it out. But hey, Sam is back. Sam from Taiwan is back. Hi, Sam. It says very interesting. Thanks for joining the show, Sam. All right. So, and back to, yeah, so they're finally launching it. And so part of what they were trying to say that you could do with this is play a multi-person game, let's say, and then only one person could see the screen. Let's say you're all spread out around a card table, a square table per chance, and then it would flip around to the next person. You could develop a game. So we were looking for people to develop games and other things where it would either follow you or it would go to a specific person of several people, and it would turn to them. So it's kind of cool that it's going to turn now. I can't wait to see it. I paid regular price. I didn't get any discounts. I'm not paid to endorse this, but this is the new thing that is coming out from Amazon Echo. That's the next thing. There's also a drone Echo that with a camera that they announced that day. I talked about it on my show when it came out. Still no ETA on that. No idea where that is. All right. Let's see. Temporarily out of stock. Oh no, awful. All right, you should have ordered it, or it will come back in. Don't worry, it will come back to stock. These things are $250, y'all. So no worries. Let's see. Next on my agenda. All right. Oh yeah. Next week's video is vacuum my floor. Okay, I'm gonna say, Alexa, vacuum my floor, and it will. And I bought this 360. That's the brand name of it. 360 robot, and it will vacuum my floor. And I'll set it up with Alexa and Google Home, and you can name it like a cute name. So I named mine Rosie after the Jetsons. Big fan of the Jetsons, the cartoon, when I was a kid. And now it will be. Now this is how I vacuum my floor, is by saying, Alexa, vacuum my floor. Yeah. So I'll set that up, and I will publish that video next Tuesday. Yeah, so, you know, by watching this show, you get all the insights, especially my big one, so, and you'll know what happened. All right, so, as I said, as of next month, my channel is on hold. So everything is still, all the videos are still going to be there. I'm just going to take a break from publishing new videos and doing these Caroline Live shows. So thank you for joining me for possibly, you know, my last Caroline Live show. I've really appreciated everybody sticking with me for all of this time during this pandemic, which is why I'm doing the show. So, but if you do want to find out what's going on with me, feel free to follow me on Twitter or on Instagram. I am the Caroline Dunn on those social media profiles, and you'll find out everything that happened with me. All right. And that is the end of my show, y'all. Thanks for watching. This is Projects with Caroline, and I'm going to be taking a break. So good luck, you guys. Keep on hacking, keep on, you know, making stuff. I know I'm going to continue making stuff, maybe just not on YouTube. Anyway, Alrighty, yay. Okay, so thank you everybody. I will see you next time. Bye now.